Roosevelt Row was at one point a shithole.
People were deserting downtown, not just physically, but financially. It was really a dump.
We had a lot of shootings, were very regular in here. It was not safe to walk around these streets.
And the artists and the poets and the musicians turned it into a place where people wanted to pour millions of dollars.
Even 20 years ago, if you had said we were going to have 10,000 people on Roosevelt Row, people would have laughed at you. There was just, there was no thought of such thing. And now it's happening.
If you have a place where people feel connected, you start to have this sense of place. That's when you start to see other things like crime and health and these different factors start to improve in a good way.
It's really not a new thing, but it's really rocketed to have artists in the inner core to improve.
Roosevelt Row, the downtown Phoenix art district, famous for its First Friday art walks, was named one of the American Planning Association's Great Places in America today.
At the time, it was just like, this was just us expressing ourselves as an artistic community that had really established a district that the city was holding up as its crown jewel of downtown is awesome, we've arrived, we're great, and they were using us. And then all of a sudden, one of the core aspects of what makes Roosevelt Row was going away with the blessing and backing of the city.
And that has meant an economic boom downtown.
So now we're getting apartment buildings and other businesses that want to locate near Roosevelt Row because people love the vibe, the excitement about it.
And then comes the investors and they push the artists out.
Greenhouse is the 222 East Roosevelt building that got torn down very recently for this construction. And on the inside there was a mural that had been created by the famous artist DeGrazia. And there was another smaller piece on the wall as well that he had painted as part of his bar tab. This is going to be apartments and condos as well as what's on the other side. I think they're going to have some retail. And the truth is that the local businesses are priced out of these areas. This is the bodega. This is where we had our grocery store. We had a community board here. We put up the cork board to, for people to be able to promote their shows and promote their galleries and sell stuff. And folks would play out on the lawn. You can still see, oh man. You can still see the swing that we put up for our kids. And, they spent a lot of time here. We had a really nice garden over there, and they were safe. Obviously, they're going to be taking the building down. The entire project takes up the block from Portland to Roosevelt, from 3rd Street to 5th Street.
They're coming after me, boy. They're coming after you, too.
People ask me what I do, so I will tell people I'm a scum-sucking, gutter-dwelling, low-life developer. Most of the things that are developed, we don't live in, shop in, work in. And so my analogy is the reputation of the developer is like a pigeon. Flies in, craps all over, and leaves. And then the rest of the community is left with whatever asset they built.
And there's no conversation. That conversation's got value.
The alternative approach to that is to understand what the community actually needs and to be thoughtful in how you deliver it. And in fact, you can increase the probability of success and decrease your risks by becoming more community integrative and minded.
The group that's coming in now was very receptive. They talked to a lot of folks in the community. And so through that interaction, I'm hoping that we had a little bit of an impact in making sure they don't forget what was there. Whether it has actual change or not, I don't know. But the place makers have to be aggressive in their own self-promotion, not just to promote the place, but promote the years of work that they've done to make the place, to show that that has value. More than just the value of one piece of art or one song, but the value in the community that they've created.
Roosevelt Row! Yeah! Roosevelt Row! Roosevelt Road!